Rec Tech family, Chef Greg here with you. Today we're smoking a New York style cheesecake on the RT680. Couldn't be any easier. To start off, a little things to make our life easy. We've got a springform pan, which is a special kind of baking dish that actually clamps together and makes getting your cheesecake out super easy. So in here I have about 2 cups of graham cracker crumbs, a third of a cup of sugar, a pinch of salt, 7 tablespoons of melted butter. And this is going to be our crust, okay? So you can use a spoon. I think it's easier to kind of use your hands. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this in our dish. You really want to take the time to make sure that you've packed that crust nice and even. Onto the filling. Secret to cheesecake is making sure all of your ingredients are room temperature. So if you're going to be baking that afternoon, that morning when you get up and get your coffee, go ahead and bring out your cream cheese, your sour cream, your eggs. It is perfectly okay to let it sit on the counter for a couple hours. So we've got our stand mixer loaded with a paddle, and we've got 3 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese. Okay, and we're just going to go ahead and mix this around for just a minute or two. Once that's kind of softened a bit, we're going to take 1 cup of sour cream, and we're going to mix this until it is fully incorporated, nice and smooth. And you can use a hand mixer for this, and you really want to avoid whipping it. So don't use a paddle, you want to use your beaters, because you don't want to incorporate any more air into this recipe. Every minute or so, we'll want to lower the bowl, grab a rubber spatula, and scrape the bowl to make sure that anything on the sides is getting well incorporated. We do not want any cream cheese lumps in our batter. We've gone ahead and scraped that bowl a few times. Now it's time to add our sugar. All right, so our sugar is well incorporated. Now over low speed, we'll add our eggs one at a time. We'll add our vanilla. We'll add our heavy cream and our flour. Our cheesecake is well incorporated. We'll go ahead and pour it in our pan. To get any air bubbles out, just give it a couple knocks on the table. We have our RT680 set at 325 degrees. We'll go ahead and cook this for an hour before we check it to make sure if we're done. All right, so our cheesecake has cooled completely. We let it sit in the fridge for about 6 to 8 hours. Again, make sure it's good and cold. You don't want to be cutting a warm cheesecake. It'll just fall apart. So a couple steps to make sure that your cheesecake comes out nice and easy. Grab a knife and run it around the outside of the edge, and that'll kind of free up if it's stuck a little bit. And since we used a springform pan, it's really easy to get it out. Literally unlatch it, and that cheesecake will come right out, okay? That crust is nice and golden brown. Another step to do is make sure if you're cutting a lot of slices, use the thinnest knife that you have, and you can warm the knife up under some hot water, and that knife will literally just almost melt through that cheesecake. So we'll go ahead and cut out a nice slice here. And there you have it, a really nice slice of New York cheesecake. And I'm dying to taste this. I think it's going to be delicious. So definitely try a New York cheesecake. Cook it on the RT680.